Okay, so we climbed up looking for this fortress, and the initial stage of the path is really, really well constructed. You see where I'm pointing down here? They've essentially built a car park, and there's a toilet block which looks like it's been abandoned since the 90s. Stairs pretty much all the way up for the first 20-30%, and then it goes into a pretty well-worn trail that clearly gets less worn the higher up you get, which makes sense, I guess. The higher up you get, less people want to continue. And then we reach the point where the path is there, so it's still pretty distinct. Like, enough people have walked there, and the trail gets steeper and steeper, and it splits off into two routes. So it comes up this mountain, the edge of this mountain where I am, and what I'm thinking is that erosion and maybe kind of, I don't know, just landslides, whatever, have taken out this chunk of the path, because it's really, I apologise for my phone, it's not very good, but the path goes up there, the side, you can see it's pretty well worn, it goes straight up the side, and it's difficult to see on this camera just how vertical that is. I mean, I'm now standing on the edge of this bit, and that's fine. I can go down there and probably scramble my way up, but it would be a serious scramble, and I've got sandals on, so I'd have to do it barefoot, basically. I think, though, when you get up there, that is one of the trails up. I mean, this is a canyon pathway, so there's a flag on the top, and there's no other route. We followed the only route up through the gorge. There is the canyon, there's no other option to get to the top, at least through this side. So maybe this is just for people to visit the cave, which is a kind of ritual, but the signs clearly says cave, church, and cemetery. So unless they're just exaggerating and that's all one and the same thing, which was essentially a tiny cutout in the side of the mountain, which maybe at one point was a church, unless of course we're walking on areas that are designated the cemetery, though there's nothing to suppose that that's the case. But this is clearly a well-worn path. I mean, people have used that, which is surprising, to be honest, because, like I say, I'm pretty comfortable doing stuff like that generally, but that is vertical. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, really. I'm going to come down and see if there's another path on the left side, because there is some trail that keeps going up there, but certainly it doesn't go to the right, and from what I saw, there's no left approach either. This seems to be it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what's below that tree. I didn't really pay too much attention to that, but I'll have a gander. But yeah, this is one of the castles outside of Erbil. So you've got the main citadel in Erbil, and then you have supposedly a very historic castle on the top of this peak. And you see one flag here. When you're climbing up from the town itself, you see 4 or 5 other flagpoles. So clearly there's something up there. And it is a UNESCO heritage site. There's a sign saying since 1945, which seems very, very early for Kurdistan. But yeah, there's not really much I can do, really, because it's not particularly safe. I'm not carrying any professional shoes or equipment, so that might just be the final boss, but I guess we'll never know. So I'll leave it there. I'll have a come down and just check out, see if there are any other options. I don't think there is, and yeah, I guess that's it. Enjoy the view. I'll tag this with the relevant information if you want to come up yourselves, but yeah, I mean, it's a nice little canyon nonetheless, with obviously some nice enough views. The top would be better, but it's getting there, that's the problem.